Get Kip.
Oh, Kip. Okay. All right, here's my lovely, lovely audience. Here we go. Quick pan. Yep, there we go. And camera person.
Aw.
All right. Have you ever looked up into the sky and wondered what that bird is? If not, let me tell you why you should take a closer look. Bird watching is an inexpensive hobby, great for your mental and physical health, and a great way to connect with your friends and family, your community, and with nature. Today I'll be telling you how to start your own bird watching excursion, where to watch these birds, and how to identify the birds once you get there. Now before we get started, what do we need to bring? Well, not a lot, but we do need to bring you. However, if you bring some binoculars, you might be having a better experience. If you have glasses, you might want one with a longer eye relief, but it does not have to be expensive. One technique we like to practice when we go bird watching is we look at a point 20 to 30 feet away, and with our eyes, look at that spot and bring up the binoculars to focus that spot in the same view. This way, when a bird flies in, you can capture it in your binoculars. And what you don't want to do is scan the trees with just your binoculars, because then you're going to be missing all the action that's going on around here with your narrow field of view. Another thing to bring is a bird field guide. Is great for seeing different pictures of birds, kind of their habitats, when and where to find them, and so forth. But if you don't want to spend money on a physical copy, you also can download free copies on your phone. Other things to bring is comfortable clothes, some comfortable shoes, sunscreen, mosquito spray, and so forth. Well, now that we know what to bring, where do we go bird watching? Well, Kansas is a great place to start. It's actually in the middle of a central and eastern flyover with over 450 species of birds that can be found within Kansas at any given point of the year, with the migration paths kind of converging both in May and September are kind of your big hot spots to see these birds, but you can see them at any time of the year. Other places you can see them is as listed right there, but if you don't know where to start, you can start at home. You can bring a bird feeder and just watch from the comforts of your home. If you're going grocery shopping, for instance, you can kind of see the bird activity around. You might see some finches flitting in and out of a crevice. You might see some grackles conducting their version of Fight Club over a french fry, and so forth. But there are some local spots that I really enjoy bird watching. We've got Chisholm Creek Park and Sedgwick County Park are great places, especially in the summer when the mulberry trees are producing fruit, and you can get things like cedar waxwings and orioles. If you want to see bald eagles, those are good to see at the Cheney Reservoir in the winter. And then the Quivira National Wildlife Refuge is 21,000 acres of bird habitat that the endangered woodland crane lands at twice a year, sometimes. Now that we know where to go, how do we identify these birds? The first thing we look for is the size and shape. Take a robin, for instance. It's a medium-sized bird. It has a perching-like shape, and we actually will use that as kind of a guide for whether birds are bigger or smaller than a robin, because you can think of a robin in your eye, but so say this downy woodpecker, smaller than a robin and has a woodpecker shape. It's clinging to the side of a tree. We've also got shapes like this pigeon here, or dove, whatever you want to call it, kind of squats down, or a swallow has a kind of swooped shape, and so forth. Then you're going to want to see kind of what beaks they have. There's different specializations for each thing that it does, and if you see the beak, you can kind of tell what kind of things this bird eats, and that can help tell you what bird you're looking at. Then you're going to look at specific field marks. This is kind of a general list of different kinds of field marks you can see, like for the white-throated sparrow there, you can see that it's got little bits right there that kind of show that it is what it is. We've got some wing bars right here and its characteristic white throat. There's also field markings you can see when you're looking at a bird from below, like this red-tailed hawk. But field marks are kind of what makes identifying between two very similar species possible, like this male house finch and this male purple finch are very similar looking, but with field marks you can tell them apart. And trickier is bird song. So these ones are actually two different bird species, but you can actually tell them apart by their song. This top one is a Carolina chickadee and the bottom being a black-capped chickadee. They move very quickly, so you can't reliably tell them with the field marks, but with their songs you can tell them apart. Now there are other things that you can do to There are other things you can do to tell different birds apart, but those are kind of just the basics for it. But with that, you have everything you need to know to get started for bird watching. It's a great way to spend time with your friends and family, and it may be difficult to do at first, but with practice you will have no problem. Thank you for your time.